Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the Object 261, the Tier 10 Soviet SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Siegfried Line, and it's under the command of StuInTokyo. He's got the improved rammer, improved gun laying drive, and a rotation device. But he's turned blue. Well, it's quite normal for Arty to turn blue because you might accidentally damage one of your own teammates more than once. And yes, it can happen. It's very unfortunate when it does. But yes, I've turned blue more than a few times. And yes, it's not very nice because you know that your team could actually team kill you if they wanted to. He spotted the trees going down, which indicate that the enemy is there. Lining up a shot, fires one in. Gets a direct hit on somebody. Somebody knocked the tree down and was looking over that tree or behind the tree, and he just took an 18 centimeter round, which may have cost him 800 hit points. Or is it actually he was using the improved HE, which is 1000 hit points and 56 millimeters of pen. He's got an E50M now to fire at. He's loaded. Rounds out. Another direct hit. Well, I can't see where it impacted on that guy. Oh, no, I can see it. It's on the upper plate, actually. Okay, the standard reload is 30.68 seconds, and he's got 26.73. Changing position, just in case somebody tries to counter battery. And, of course, he needs to get a better angle on those tanks whilst they're waiting in that little corridor area. Okay. But they've changed position again. We can go for the 2685. Rounds out. Direct hit. 400 hit points. Now, this E50M is putting himself in a lot of danger. If he tries to go around that corner. In fact, yes, he's just found out why. He's just been nuked out of the game by 705A. And we've got a 2685 now here. Rounds out. And another hit for 483 this time. It seems that our... yes, okay, he's counter battery firing us. It seems that our mods are now working because we do actually have a reload time for 35.7. That's because we got stunned. We'll see that drop. Yes, it dropped to 26.73 afterwards, so we've managed to knock at least 3 seconds off the reload, maybe 4 actually. Special event going on in the square. See this Heshbarn just dumped his load. And the bomber's coming in to crash. By the way, we have actually been debating about the bomber. We think we know it is definitely a Heinkel 277. The reason being that it's got a single tail fin and it's also got a rounded nose. And the only reason that it would have those two in combination would be the Heinkel. Of course, Messerschmitt did make one as well, the 264 I think it was. But that had a twin tail fin, so obviously it can't be that one. Now this Batchat 25 ton is probably going up into that bush to spot on us. But in the meantime, this 268 is ripe for plucking. And in fact, I think he's going to try and land the shell in front of him because it was having difficulty trying to get a shell directly on target. He might want to change position again to get a better angle. The enemy Arty firing, and he's definitely trying to counter battery. Yes, yeah, that shell landed only a short distance away, but far enough away that he can't get anything out of it. Of course, this is the Arty based on the IS-7 hull, because the IS-7 never got built. This Arty never got built either. We've got two targets here. The ST2, probably the better two. Rouse out. Yes, the direct hit for 246. Changing positions opened up so many more opportunities, but we're 3 down on the enemy at the moment. Stu was commenting about the number of videos he was getting recently. He thought it might be his birthday because he was getting so many. Rounds out. Another hit, 468. Sadly, that was not a penetrating shot, because if it had been with the non-stun HE, that would have been a very, very big roll, because it would have been over, just under 1,000 hit points. There's the ST2. We can see it actually did get hit on the front plate, but we lost one of our teammates. Tier 10 game. He's lined up, but unfortunately it's going to be a difficult shot, and the ST2 does go down, so we don't get anything from that. Enemy tank over on the east side of the map. Potential target, but he's gone behind the buildings. Leopard 1. Well, that makes a good target. Rounds out. Just a short distance away. He was moving quickly. Of course, the other versions of the 261 had the 152mm gun instead of the 18cm. And that's where the Batchat was hiding, not in the bush behind the bunker. Rounds out. Oh, that was a direct hit, but it didn't pen. It must have hit the tracks of 413. The enemy Arty's now given up trying to counter battery firers for the moment. Could get a potential kill off this Batchat if he can get it on target. Almost loaded. He's just been tracked. And that is definitely a kill. In fact, it was such an emphatic kill, the other Batchat decided I want to get out of here. The other RT on our team is a Batchat 155-58. He's firing from the corner. Okay, now, seconds away from putting this one in. Stay where you are. Rouse out. Well, he did get 234 hit points, but I think our Batchat is on reload. We've managed to equalize the scores. The Batchat goes down, and he was actually taken out by the Object 140. Things are starting to go in our favor. We've got a shot, the Leopard 1. Rounds out. Direct hit, but only 296. And we lost our Leopard 1 to their Leopard 1. The Object 140 is going in to join the DBV 152 because we're now down by 1. Okay, he's aiming where he expects the enemy to appear. That's probably one of the best things to do. In these circumstances, if you pre-aim at a particular spot where you anticipate the enemy would suddenly appear, there's a fairly good chance you get the first shot off. And in fact, enemy Arty is trying to counter battery us again, but he fired the shell where he thought we were, and he got it wrong. Our DBV just took out their Leopard 1. That evens it up again. In fact, both teams got exactly the same composition, but they've got slightly more hit points than we've got. I would also say we've got the advantage. They do have a T92 HMC instead of their Batchat 155-58, so yes, he does have a bigger hit, but of course he's got less shots. Only 16 rounds to play with. the Batchat has a lot more. And he's a lot faster too. There's the Gorilla. He's in sight. Rounds out. That's a hit. 411. He's badly damaged. You get behind the bunker for cover. And the Gorilla goes down. He's taken out by the DBV-152. And potentially we've got a Confederate. Meanwhile, the Object 430U is out in the field. The Batchat's trying to nail him from behind. Now, we're almost loaded. And he's just been tracked. Oh, so close. We're running short on ammo as well. He just took a hit. We're almost loaded. Can we get this kill? No, unfortunately, we didn't get that one either. But the 430 has gone down, and that leaves the T92, and he just... the 261 on the enemy team just shotgunned our Object 140. Or not a shotgun, actually. I think we do have the advantage now. Yes, I think the Batchat's got the right idea. Head north, get to the enemy cap area. He's got a 3-shot autoloader, so he's got 3 chances to take out the enemy tank. And the T-92 goes down. There's the 261. He's aiming. He tries to take out the Batchat. Looks like he did get a hit. But we get a hit on him, and now he's a 1-shot. And there's the kill that wins the game. And that's a win for StuInTokyo. Here's the end of battle stats, and that's a third-class tanker for StuInTokyo in the Object 261. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 13 in that one. And he also managed to get a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And I think that was helped by using the non-stun HE. And on top of that, he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate was 4,125, and I think that was possibly bumped up because he was doing a lot of damage. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see the highest damage in the game was, in fact, StuInTokyo, 4,227. So how come he only got a third class? Well, I think we'll find that out very shortly. The second highest damage in the game turned out to be the Object 140 with 3,858. The third highest, well, that was the Object 430U on the enemy team with 3,421. When it came to kills, he only got 1 kill, but the top scorer was the DVV-152 on his team, 404 not found, who managed to pick up a Pascucci's medal, so he must have killed both enemy SPGs, and he got 5. 3 kills went to the Batchat 155-58 and also to the Object 430U on the enemy team, and 2 kills went to both Leopard 1s on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, we can see he's a little further down the table. He's actually in 6th place when it comes to base XP. The top scorer was the Object 140, 1,070, the only player to get over 1,000 base. 939 went to the DBV-152, and 926 went to the Batchat 155-58, who was probably using the, or getting some stun assists on those enemy tanks. Anyway, let's have a look at detail. Can see that he only fired 16 rounds, so he had 4 rounds left at the end of the game, but he got 12 direct hits, no penetrations, but 13 splashes, 4,227 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Did receive 2 stuns from the enemy Arty, but they didn't do any damage to him. But he did actually get 10 enemy vehicles damaged and 1 destroyed, so that's where the Confederate came. He only caused 1 stun and no stun assist, and that's why it's only a third class. Yes, he lacked the assistance to actually make it higher. On a premium count, he actually made a profit of 12,571 credits for the game, but he also got 5 bonds as well for this being tier 10, and 9,255 experience points as well, of which 8,099 was mission completion. So at least he did come out with a decent result in terms of the amount of damage, and he got some credits, but sadly only a third class. So yes, you can play a game with purely non-stun HE, but the problem is that you're probably going to end up with a very low mastery badge if you do. But if you mix and match, you put some stun HE in there, you might be able to get something out of it. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.